The rain pounded against the windows of my small apartment in suburban Chicago, a relentless drumbeat that matched the pounding in my head. I'd just gotten off a grueling shift at the hardware store, my hands still smelling of oil and metal, when a frantic knock echoed through the hallway. Opening the door, I found Alex, my neighbor's friend from down the block, drenched and desperate, clutching a broken key in his fist. His apartment lock had jammed, and he begged me to help, his blue eyes wide with urgency. I hesitated for a split second, my mind flashing to the warnings my conservative father had drilled into me growing up in our tight-knit, Polish-American community. Don't get too close to strangers, Ryan. You never know what they're hiding. But Alex looked harmless, maybe even a bit vulnerable, with his soaked shirt clinging to his athletic frame and his dark hair plastered to his forehead. I grabbed my toolbox and followed him across the street to his place, a modest duplex in our quiet neighborhood where everyone knew everyone's business. As I knelt by the door, fiddling with the tumblers, Alex hovered nearby, chatting nervously to fill the silence. Thanks, man. I just moved here from New York, trying to start over after a bad breakup. You're a lifesaver. His voice was smooth, laced with that East Coast edge, and something in the way he said breakup made my stomach twist. I'd always kept my own attractions buried deep, especially after high school when I'd crushed on a teammate but never acted on it, fearing the fallout from my family. My parents, devout Catholics, ran the local bakery and expected me to marry nice, settle down, continue the legacy. Coming out? That wasn't an option in our world. The lock clicked open after 20 minutes of work, and Alex clapped me on the back, his touch lingering just a second too long. I owe you big time. Let me buy you a beer sometime. I nodded, mumbling something about no big deal. But as I walked back home, a strange warmth spread through me, one I hadn't felt in years. Little did I know, that simple act of kindness would unravel everything I thought I knew about myself. The next few days blurred into routine. Work, family dinners where mom nagged about finding a girlfriend, and dad's gruff lectures on traditional values. But Alex started showing up more, first at the hardware store, pretending to need advice on tools, then inviting me over for pizza and video games. He was openly gay. He confided one night over cold slices, his ex a guy who'd cheated and left him heartbroken. It's freeing, being out here, he said, his eyes searching mine. No more hiding. Hiding. The word hit like a punch. I'd spent 25 years pretending, dating girls sporadically to keep up appearances, but always feeling empty. Alex's stories stirred something in me, a mix of envy and fear. One evening, as we sat on his couch watching a Cubs game, he turned to me. You seem tense, Ryan. What's eating you? I shrugged it off, but he pressed, his hand brushing my arm. The contact sent sparks through my skin, and before I could stop myself, I leaned in, our lips meeting in a tentative kiss that exploded into certainty. Pulling back, panic flooded me. I can't do this, I whispered, bolting for the door. But the damage was done. That kiss unlocked a door I'd nailed shut, and now doubts swirled. Was this who I really was? What if my family found out? Alex texted me later, apologetic yet hopeful. We can take it slow. I deleted it, but sleep evaded me, torn between exhilaration and terror. Work became a refuge, or so I thought. My sister, Maria, who helped at the bakery, noticed my distraction. You okay, bro? You look like you saw a ghost. I forced a laugh, but inside, the conflict raged. Alex wasn't pushy. He gave me space, but his presence lingered in every quiet moment. Then, one afternoon, he showed up at my door with coffee. Just talk to me, he pleaded. We walked to the nearby park, the autumn leaves crunching underfoot, and I confessed fragments of my truth. The pressure from Dad, the fear of rejection. He listened, his empathy drawing me in deeper. I get it. My folks disowned me when I came out. But living a lie? It's soul-crushing. His words echoed my inner turmoil, and by the end of the walk, we were holding hands discreetly, hidden by the trees. Felt right yet wrong, a betrayal of the life I'd built. That night, I dreamed of family gatherings turning sour, faces twisted in disgust. The tension built subtly at first, Dad started questioning my late nights. Who's this new friend? Don't let him drag you into trouble. I lied, saying Alex was just a buddy from work, but guilt gnawed at me. Alex wanted more dates, openness, but I resisted, terrified of exposure. We can't keep sneaking around, he said one evening, frustration creeping in. This isn't fair to either of us. I knew he was right, but the thought of confronting my family paralyzed me. Maria, perceptive as ever, cornered me at the bakery. Spill it, Ryan. You've been weird. I deflected, but her suspicion grew. Meanwhile, Alex's patience waned. He pushed for a real relationship, and in a moment of weakness, I agreed to a weekend getaway to Milwaukee, just us. The drive was electric, filled with laughter and stolen glances. At the hotel, we talked for hours about dreams, fears, the weight of societal expectations. For the first time, I felt seen, not judged. But back home, reality crashed in. A missed call from Dad, who needed help at the store. Rushing over, I found him fuming about a rumor from a neighbor. Something about me and that new guy looking too close. Who is he really, son? Dad demanded, his face reddening. I stammered denials, but the seed of doubt was planted. That night, Alex called, excited about our trip, but I snapped, fear turning to anger. This was a mistake. We can't do this. Hurt flashed in his eyes over video chat, but he nodded. If that's what you want. It wasn't, but the pressure mounted. Family dinners became interrogations, Mom subtly mentioning eligible women from church. I pulled away from Alex, ignoring his texts, burying myself in work. Yet, the void grew, a constant ache reminding me of what I'd sacrificed for normalcy. One evening, alone in my apartment, I broke down, staring at old family photos. Was fitting in worth this misery? The answer eluded me, but the conflict simmered, ready to boil over. Weeks passed in a haze of avoidance and regret. I'd see Alex in the neighborhood, waving politely from afar, but we'd exchange no words, the silence a wall I'd built myself. At work, my boss noticed my slips. Wrong orders, distracted service. Get your head straight, Ryan, he barked, unaware of the irony. Straight. The word mocked me daily. Family life amplified the strain. Dad's comments grew sharper, laced with homophobic undertones from his old world views. Saw that parade on TV, disgraceful. Real men don't act like that. I'd nod, stomach churning, while Maria eyed me suspiciously. She pulled me aside one Sunday after Massachusetts. You're hiding something big. Is it drugs? A girl in trouble? Her concern was genuine, but I couldn't confess. Just stress. I lied, the words tasting bitter. Alex, meanwhile, tried moving on. I heard through mutual acquaintances he'd started dating someone new. A casual thing, they said. Jealousy stabbed at me, irrational and fierce. One night, unable to sleep, I scrolled his social media, seeing photos of him laughing with friends. He looked free, unburdened. Why couldn't I be like that? The breaking point came at a community block party. Our neighborhood threw one every fall, with grills sizzling and kids running wild. Dad insisted I go. To meet nice people. Alex was there, arm around a guy named Jake, introduced as a friend from work. Our eyes met across the crowd, and the pain was mutual. His gaze pleading, mine averted. Later, as I helped clean up, Alex cornered me by the trash bins. We need to talk. This ghosting bullshit hurts. His voice cracked, vulnerability raw. I glanced around, paranoid. Not here. But he persisted. You kissed me back, Ryan. That meant something. It did, but admitting it felt like signing my own exile. We slipped away to a quiet alley, the party noise fading. I'm scared, I admitted, voice trembling. My family, they'd never accept this. Alex softened, taking my hand. Mine didn't either, at first. But you deserve happiness. His words pierced the armor I'd worn so long. We kissed again, desperate and hidden, but footsteps approached. Maria, calling my name. I shoved Alex away, heart racing. She rounded the corner, frowning. What are you doing back here? I mumbled about trash, but her eyes narrowed at Alex's retreating figure. That night, she confronted me at home. I saw you too. What's going on? Denial surged. Nothing. He's just a friend. But she didn't buy it. If it's what I think, Dad will flip. Panic set in. I begged her to stay quiet, tears welling. Please, Maria. I don't even know myself. She hugged me, conflicted. I love you. But this could tear us apart. Her words echoed my fears, the mouth wan Dao Duk of choosing self over family. The next day, Alex texted, "Last night was real. Don't run." But running was all I knew. I met him at a coffee shop outside town, away from prying eyes. "We have to stop," I said, voice steady despite the turmoil. "My sister's onto us." He looked devastated. "So you'll choose fear over us?" It wasn't that simple. It was survival. He stormed out, leaving me with the bill and a shattered resolve. Back home, Dad announced a family meeting. "We've noticed you've been off. Time to talk." Sweat beaded on my forehead as we sat around the table. Mom served pierogi, her smile forced. "Is there a girl?" Dad asked hopefully. I could have come clean, but cowardice won. "No, just work stuff." Maria shot me a glance, silent for now. Relief washed over me, but it was temporary. That evening, an anonymous note arrived at our door. "Your son's secret life. Ask him about Alex." My blood ran cold. Who? A neighbor? Jake out of jealousy? Confrontation loomed. Dad found the note first, his face thunderous. "What the hell is this?" He demanded answers, Mom pale beside him. I denied everything, but cracks showed. "It's a prank," I insisted, but doubt festered. Alex called, worried. "Someone knows. We need to face this together." But together meant exposure, loss. I hung up, blocking his number, a betrayal born of desperation. The guilt weighed heavy, a constant companion. Days blurred into isolation. Work suffered. I called in sick, hiding in my apartment. Maria visited, torn. "You can't keep this up. Tell them." But the thought of Dad's rage, Mom's tears, it was unbearable. Then, a twist. Alex showed up at the bakery, asking for me. Dad served him, suspicious. "Haven't seen you around much." Alex played cool, but later texted from a new number. "I'm not giving up. Persistence or obsession." The line blurred. I agreed to meet at the park, dusk falling. "Why are you pushing?" I accused. "Because I care," he replied. "And I think you do too." We argued, voices rising, about family, society, the cost of authenticity. A passerby stared, fueling my paranoia. Walking home, resolve hardened. I'd end it for good. But fate intervened. Maria confessed she'd seen us, but swore secrecy. "For now," she added. But lies destroy families. The pressure cooker hissed, ready to explode. I lay awake, weighing options. Confess and risk rejection, or suppress and lose myself. The choice loomed, each path laced with pain. The anonymous notes escalated, a second one slipping under my door. "Secrets don't stay buried. Your family deserves the truth." Paranoia gripped me. Who was watching? A nosy neighbor, perhaps Mrs. Kowalski from next door, always gossiping at church? Or worse, someone from Alex's circle, seeking revenge? I confronted Alex at his apartment, pounding on the door until he answered, bleary-eyed. "Are you behind this?" I hissed, shoving the note in his face. Hurt flashed across his features. "What? No, I'd never out you." His denial seemed genuine, but trust frayed. "Then who?" He pulled me inside, closing the door. "Maybe Jake, he's jealous. We dated once, briefly." Jealousy? The revelation stung. "You didn't tell me." Alex sighed. "It was nothing. But if it's him, I'll handle it." We sat on the couch, tension thick. His proximity stirred old feelings, but anger dominated. "This is ruining my life," I said. He reached for my hand. "It doesn't have to. Come out on your terms." Easy for him to say. His family had cut ties years ago, leaving him free but alone. Mine was my anchor, flawed yet familiar. I can't lose them, I whispered. We talked late into the night, dissecting the mouth-wan, personal happiness versus familial duty. Alex shared stories of his own coming out, the initial rejection, eventual partial acceptance from a sibling. It hurts, but hiding hurts more. As dawn broke, we parted with a hug. No kiss, boundaries redrawn. But the notes stopped suspiciously. Had Alex intervened? Doubt lingered. Family dynamics shifted subtly. Dad grew distant, Mom overly attentive. At dinner, he dropped a bomb. Heard rumors about that Alex guy. He's one of those. The slur hung unspoken. I froze, fork midway. What do you mean? Mom interjected. Nothing, dear. Pass the salt. But the seed germinated. Maria pulled me aside later. Dad's asking questions. That note shook him. I begged for more time, but she warned. Truth has a way of surfacing. Her loyalty wavered, torn between brother and parents. Work provided distraction until a customer, an old family friend, mentioned seeing me with a questionable companion. Word spread like wildfire in our small community. Panic attacks hit, short breath, racing heart. I confided in Alex via text. It's falling apart. He suggested therapy, but pride refused. Instead, I doubled down on normalcy. Joined a church group, flirted with a girl named Lisa from the bakery. Dad approved, setting up a date. She's perfect for you. The evening was torture, polite chat, no spark. Lisa sensed it. You seem elsewhere. I apologized, ending early. Alex heard about the date somehow. He showed up at my door, furious. Playing straight? That's betrayal. We argued fiercely about hypocrisy, fear, love. I love you, he blurted, the words hanging heavy. Shock silenced me. Did I feel the same? The admission terrified. I can't, I replied, closing the door. But his confession echoed, forcing introspection. Nights blurred with what-ifs. A life with him out and proud versus the safety of conformity. The climax brewed at a family barbecue. Relatives gathered, uncles spouting conservative views on the gays ruining America. I bit my tongue, but inside rage built. Alex texted, "Miss you. Let's talk." Ignoring it, I focused on the grill. Then disaster, Maria, tipsy on wine, slipped. Whispering to Mom, but loud enough for Dad to hear. Ryan's seeing someone. A guy. Silence descended. Dad's face purpled. What? The confrontation erupted, accusations flying. Is it true? Dad roared. Relatives stared. I denied vehemently. No, Maria's mistaken. But the damage was done. Mom cried. Uncles murmured. Maria apologized profusely, but trust shattered. I stormed out, driving aimlessly. Ending up at Alex's, I pounded the door. He opened, concern etched. What happened? I collapsed into his arms, sobbing the story. They know now, or suspect. He held me, whispering comfort. For the first time, vulnerability felt like strength. We spent the night talking, no more, just words. He urged honesty. Face them. Hiding won't fix this. Dawn brought clarity. I'd confess whatever the cost. Returning home, the house was quiet. Dad waited in the living room, Bible in hand. Sit. His voice was steel. Tell me the truth. Heart pounding, I did. I'm gay, Dad, and I care about Alex. The explosion was epic, shouts of disgrace, threats of disownment. Mom wept silently. How could you? Dad demanded. We've raised you better. The words cut deep, a lifetime of expectations crumbling. I left, crashing at Alex's. You did it, he said proudly. But the victory was Pyrrhic. Family bonds frayed, perhaps irreparably. Days later, Maria called. Give them time. Mom's devastated. Dad's angry. Hope flickered, but pain dominated. The choice's price. Freedom at the cost of belonging. Exile from home felt like a bad dream, but reality bit hard. Staying with Alex was temporary solace. His small apartment a haven, our conversations a balm. Yet, guilt shadowed every moment. Had I destroyed my family for selfish desires? Alex reassured, "You chose authenticity. That's brave." Work became awkward. Whispers followed me at the store. The boss, a family acquaintance, pulled me aside. "Heard about the drama. Keep it out of here." Customers stared, some avoiding my aisle. Social ostracism in our community was swift. Invites to events dried up, old friends ghosted. Alex's world offered contrast. His friends, a mix of queer folks, welcomed me. At a gathering, I met others with similar stories: disownment, reconciliation, ongoing strife. One guy shared, "My parents came around after years. Don't lose hope." Inspiration mixed with envy. Their openness seemed effortless. But tension brewed between Alex and me. My emotional baggage weighed on us. He wanted to move forward. I lingered on the past. "You're here now," he'd say. "Let go." Easy advice, hard to follow. A call from Mom shattered the fragile peace. "Come home. We need to talk." Heart racing, I went, Alex offering to join, but I refused. This was my battle. The house felt foreign. Dad sat rigidly, Mom puffy-eyed. "This lifestyle," Dad began, voice strained. "It's against everything we believe." I defended, "It's who I am, not a choice." Arguments ensued, Bible verses versus personal truth. Mom mediated. "We love you, but this hurts." Tears flowed. Dad stormed out. Mom hugged me. "Give him time." Leaving, I felt a glimmer. Not acceptance, but a crack in the wall. Alex waited anxiously. "How'd it go?" I recounted, optimism tentative. But his response surprised. "Maybe you should reconcile fully, even if it means distancing from me." Selflessness or doubt. "No," I insisted. "You're part of this." The next blow. Jake reappeared, confronting Alex at a bar where we were. "You ditched me for him?" Jealousy erupted into a shouting match. I intervened, but Jake spat. "He's not even out properly. You'll see." The words stung, echoing my insecurities. Later, Alex admitted, "Jake's right in a way. You're still half in." Hurt. I lashed out, "I'm trying." The fight escalated. Accusations of pressure, counterclaims of hesitation. "Maybe we need space," he said finally. Space. The word echoed my family's rejection. I left, wandering Chicago streets, phone buzzing with Maria's texts. Dad softening. "Come for dinner." Torn, I chose family, attending dinner solo. Dad was civil, avoiding the topic. Mom asked about your friend. I deflected. The evening passed uneasily, a fragile truce. Alex texted apologies, but pride delayed response. Days stretched, loneliness amplifying. Work fired me. Restructuring, they claimed, but bias screamed. Jobless, I crashed with Maria, who urged reconciliation with Alex. "Don't lose love over fear." Her words prompted action. I called him, meeting at the park. "I'm sorry," we said in unison. Embracing, we vowed patience. But society intruded. A local news story about anti-gay protests in town, fueled by church groups including ours. Dad participated, I learned. Disappointment crushed me. Confronting him, "How can you protest against your son?" He retorted, "It's the sin, not you." Classic line, but it wounded. Alex suggested activism, joining a counter-protest. "Stand up." Terrified, I agreed. The event was charged. Signs waving, chants clashing. Spotting Dad across the line, our eyes met. Shock, then sorrow. Post-event, he called, "Saw you there. This is too much." The gap widened. With Alex, passion reignited, but challenges mounted. His job transfer loomed to Seattle. "Come with me," he pleaded. "Uproot everything?" The decision loomed, an ultimate dandoi. Family pulled the other way. Mom's illness flared, stress-induced, she claimed. Guilt tied me down. "Stay," Maria begged. Alex's departure neared. At the airport, tears flowed. "Choose us," he said, but I hesitated, watching him bored. Alone, regret consumed. Had I sacrificed love for family? The question haunted. The void left by Alex's departure was a chasm, swallowing my days. Seattle called to him for a promotion, and I'd let him go without a fight, paralyzed by family ties. Texts dwindled, settling in. Miss you. Mine, same. But distance bred doubt. Mom's health improved, a relief tainted by obligation. Dad thawed slightly, inviting me to church events minus the lectures. We're trying, he said gruffly. Trying, for them, acceptance meant tolerance, not embrace. Job hunting proved fruitless. My reputation preceded me. Maria helped, landing me temp work at a warehouse. Grueling labor matched my inner grind. A surprise. Alex returned briefly for a conference. We met at a downtown cafe, tension electric. Why didn't you come? He asked, eyes searching. Family, I replied lamely. Hurt flickered. Always family. We spent the day reminiscing, walking Lake Michigan's shore. Laughter returned, but undercurrents pulled. I met someone, he confessed. Casual. Jealousy surged, but I had no claim. Good for you. The evening ended in his hotel, talking till dawn. No betrayal, just closure? I still love you, he said. But I can't wait forever. The ultimatum hung. Back home, Mom noticed my mood. That boy. I nodded. She sighed. Love is hard, but family's forever. Was it? Her words clashed with my heart. Maria pushed. Go to him. Life's short. Conflicted, I booked a flight. Impulsive. Desperate. Seattle greeted with rain. Alex surprised at his door. What are you doing here? Joy mixed with caution. We talked about missed chances, future dreams. I'm all in, I declared. Days blurred into bliss. Exploring the city, meeting his friends. But calls from home intruded. Dad's anger at my absence. Running away won't solve anything. The honeymoon faded. Alex's new life included flirtations I'd ignored. One night, spotting texts from his casual fling, trust cracked. Is this why you left? I accused. Argument exploded. You hesitated first. Betrayal stung both ways. I flew back, wounded. Homecoming was bitter. Dad gloated subtly. See? That lifestyle brings pain. Mom consoled, but doubt seeded. Was he right? Therapy beckoned. I started sessions, unpacking years of repression. Your choices define you, the counselor said. But which choices? Alex called apologetic. It was nothing. Come back. Tempted, but family anchored. A family crisis hit. Dad's heart scare. Rushing to the hospital, fear united us. I love you, son, he whispered post-surgery. No matter what. Breakthrough. Tears flowed. Recovery brought talks, real ones. Dad admitted fears. I don't understand, but I don't want to lose you. Progress slow but real. Alex visited. Tense introduction. Dad was polite, Mom warm. Nice to meet you, Dad managed. Alex stayed a week, bonds forming tentatively. But society loomed. A community backlash against a local gay couple's wedding. Protests reignited, Dad torn. I can't support that, he said. Disappointment hit. Alex urged. We could marry someday. The idea thrilled and terrified. As he left again, promise lingered. Visit soon. I did, back and forth, balancing worlds. Yet, strain showed. During one visit, Alex pushed for commitment. Move here. I wavered, citing Dad's health. The final straw. Discovering Alex had briefly rekindled with his ex during our separation. It was a mistake, he claimed. Trust shattered. Confrontation. You betrayed me, he countered. You betrayed us by not choosing. Painful truths exchanged. I ended it, flying home broken. It's over, I told Maria. She hugged. You tried. Healing began slowly, focusing on self, family mending. Dad attended a PFLAG meeting, a huge step. For you, he said. But nights brought what-ifs. Was letting Alex go the right choice? The damage lingered, a scar of lost love. Rebuilding from the ashes of heartbreak demanded grit. Months post-breakup, I threw myself into a new job at a progressive hardware chain in the city, commuting from suburbs. Co-workers were accepting, a breath of fresh air amid lingering community whispers. Family evolved. Dad's PFLAG involvement sparked change. I was wrong, he admitted one evening over beer. Fear blinded me. Mom beamed, her health stable. Maria dated openly, her support unwavering. Dinners normalized, topics once taboo now discussed. Yet, Alex's ghost haunted. Social media showed him thriving, new partner, travels. Envy mixed with relief. He'd moved on. I dated tentatively, a guy from work, casual coffees. No sparks, but progress, out and unafraid. A twist. Jake contacted me, apologetic. I sent those notes. Jealousy got me. Shock turned to anger, then forgiveness. Why tell now? Guilt, he said. Closure of sorts. Society's pressures persisted. Elections brought anti-LGBT rhetoric, rallies in Chicago. I joined protests, Dad surprisingly attending one. Standing with my son. The moment healed wounds. Personal growth accelerated in therapy. Unpacking internalized homophobia, family dynamics. You've paid the price, counselor noted. Now claim the reward. Reward? A sense of self, hard-won. Friends expanded, queer community events, where stories mirrored mine. Then, fate intervened. Alex returned to Chicago for work. We bumped at a cafe, awkward hellos. You look good, he said. Coffee turned to hours of catch-up. Regrets, growth. No hard feelings? I asked. None. You taught me patience. Laughter eased old pains. Friendship rekindled, platonic. He introduced his boyfriend. I shared my dates. Mutual support, no romance. But reflection stirred. Our journey. Kisses to conflicts, betrayals to awakenings. Shaped us. The costs. Fractured trust, emotional scars, but gains. Authenticity, family evolution. At a pride event, Dad marched beside me, flag in hand. Tears welled, food for the soul. Alex texted post-event, proud of you. Warmth returned, sans longing. Life stabilized. Promoted at work, volunteering for LGBT youth. Stories like mine inspired others. Yet, doubts lingered in quiet moments. Did the pain justify the outcome? Choices debated internally. One evening, Maria asked, regret anything? Some, I admitted. But I choose truth again. The narrative closed not in triumph, but nuance. Life's messiness. Was sacrificing a forbidden love for family reconciliation the right choice, or a compromise too great?